And now we do the usual, wait for people to trickle in. What should be louder? Me? The music? Be a little bit more specific. Okay, chat is working on the screen. Good. Ooh, we already got 7 people watching. That's more than I'm usually used to, so that's good. Okay. It's not exactly 2 minutes, but I think that'll be enough time to begin the fun. How is it going, everyone? Thank you for joining us here at Dragon's Treasure. I say us when it's really just me, but at some point there will be an us. Oh, it's been something these past couple of weeks. Then again, I seem to always be saying that, so it's just been a past couple of a lot, I guess. What does the yes mean, Analog Drift? I don't know. Is the music too soft or am I too soft? Let me know. Slowly letting more people trickle in, making sure everything else is looking good. Hey, I'm an us. Actually, your volume is good. What do I pay you for, mods? Always distracting me with these silly little things. The Redneck Ram, thank you for joining us. Mr. Soulzine, thank you for joining us. We also might be joined by some cats later on because they are just waking up from a nap. And when that happens, they tend to become annoying. Okay. So, there has been a lot of stuff that's been happening. A big one being that I hit 10,000 subscribers on this here YouTube. It's one of those weird things where I expected it, I've been working for it, but it didn't happen. It's like, oh, well, fantastic. And I always keep saying that just means I am 990,000 away from my first main goal of 1 million subscribers. When will I hit that? Will I hit it at the end of this year? Not likely, but I guess we will see what will happen. Making sure everything else is working. I'm not both, but now you're good. Okay. See, there's already a weird little issue where one of the chat screens is not loading nearly as fast. And I want to make sure I keep up with people as much as I can. But it is what it is. 10,000 subscribers. Allegedly 95 videos, but I know that's a lie because I've uploaded a lot of stuff in which basically just sitting as unlisted for whatever reason. Either I'm testing something out, or it's a video which I took off for whatever reason has happened, so 95 videos is a bit of a lie. I am well aware, Mr. Scarab. I can see by the icon that you have. Your Discord naming scheme isn't unified across platforms because I am a weirdo. I can agree with that. By the way, everybody, how do you like the dancing lowlies? We have Chica down here, Megumin being over here and threatening the FBI. Not threatening the FBI, threatening me with the FBI. And this is from... Was this originally 4chan or 7 Clams? I don't know, but she's a fun little thing. Mine is only because I create a brand new word, and yes, the chat seems like it's a minute behind. Yes, there is like a 15 to 30 second delay between what you guys are seeing on screen and what's actually happening. That's just the way YouTube works. I would love it if they could do what Twitch does and give me the option to do it instantaneously, but for reasons I'm sure I don't understand, they're not actually doing that. How are we doing over here? 11 watching, fantastic. Feel free to say hi in the chat. This is a partially open Q&A, so I'm going to be looking at the chat the whole time, and any questions that come up I'm going to be answering while I just rant and ramble about whatever is going on. First and foremost, the Epic of Dragon Ball Part 7. That is slowly but surely coming along. It is... I might be being a little bit generous when I say this, but it might be finished by the end of this week. Maybe. It depends on how well I'm able to piece certain pieces together. But looking at my usual speed of piecing certain things together... What do we got here? Looks like we have a new follower, I think. I have not looked at my alerts in a long time. It seems a lot longer. Oh, the delay? I don't know what to tell you. I try and do it so it comes up as fast as I can, but I'm not in control of it. What can I say? So yes, Epic of Dragon Ball. Yep, someone is now one of the chosen ones. I'm assuming it means I got a new subscriber. That's the only thing I can assume. I am how far away? Actually, I can't give a good, accurate description of how long Part 7 is right now because I've got it broken off into chunks. And there's several chunks that have space in between them, and I don't want to go through the effort of... Ah, hello, cat. What are you doing? Appa. How you doing? What, you want attention now? Now that I'm busy? Now that I'm working? Because God knows you never want attention when I want to give you attention. Yeah, get out of here. I am still aiming for the 48 minutes mark. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm not really going to do too much editing one way or another to try and hit that mark. But if I can either put in a little bit of extra something and maybe take out something that's not really too important to hit it, I very well might. Because having the tournament of powered video be 48 minutes long, ooh, that would just be fantastic. After that video, like I promised, comes my second Gurren Lagann video, which is going to be on the philosophy behind your drill is the drill that'll pierce the heavens. And how that is more realistic than most people realize. Last weekend, or I guess now 2 weekends ago, so 8, 9, 10 days ago, was Anime Matsuri. Nice big convention which is now here in Houston. Let me tell you how fantastic it is to not drive 17 hours. Sometimes as long as 19, depending if I gotta stop to sleep. Driving that many hours to go to a convention in a mid-sized sedan that you're just too big for, with all your stuff just kind of pushing up against you. It's not a fun experience. It's really not. And being able to sleep on your own bed just makes things so much better. Is that high or low? in terms of how long the video is for Dragon Ball Part 7, it's on the higher end. Actually, if I do hit 48 minutes, it should be the longest of all the vids. Because Part 3, I think, is just over 40 minutes, but not 48. Actually, I can probably just look it up right now. YouTube Studio. Now, let's take this off real quick, and let's take a look together. Brave browser. Oh no! Dancing waifus. Let's see. Where is that? There it is. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, so Part 7 preview. For those unaware, let's go to Video Analytics. It's going to show it here. Copyright claim. Copyright protected content found. No one will be able to watch your video. I already stated in the beginning that I don't care at this point if I get ad revenue or not. But at least let me show the damn video. Take the revenue from me. I don't know why they would go as far as to block it. So let's go to content. Filter. Dragon Ball. Bam. Alright. So as you can see, it's blocked. I'm going to have to fight that when the full thing uploads, and I will fight it as far as I can. I'm telling you, gotta get you a van. It would be so useful for carrying your stuffs to conventions. That's going to become a bit of a necessity coming up, because I'm planning to expand the items I have by a lot. Unfortunately, if I get myself a van, I'm going to have to pay for that van. And if I'm not doing constant conventions, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Anyway. So, Part 6 was 36 minutes. Part 5 was 27. 33. This was a trailer. This was a preview I posted for some people. Oh, here we go. 48 minutes, 51 seconds. So Part 3 was actually the longest. And Part 7, when it comes out, I don't think it'll be longer. But we'll see. I'm not going to base the video off of something as simple as I want to hit a specific number for how long it is. Not for this video. Not for the Epic of Dragon Ball series. It's one of my babies. It's one of the things it's... Test/memo preview. See, just take my money. Just take my money. Don't block the damn video. What's really shocking about this, can I... So there we go, see details. So what has it blocked? So Dragon Ball blocked the section, cannot be monetized, that's fine. This is purely audio. Purely audio, 2 steps from hell. Cannot be seen or monetized. I put it in dispute, but they rejected it. And I don't want to go as far as to continue fighting it for just a little preview. And this is all that they had. So it's not really my main focus to worry about that. But it's coming along slowly but surely. I just finished the section of Topo when he goes God of Destruction, and if I do say so myself, I am pleasantly surprised with how fun that section ended up being. As most people who know me know, I am honest to a fault. The sections of the video right now I don't really care too much about. The beginning is a little bit weak in my opinion, kind of drags on, so I might be changing that, we'll see. But the section on Topo was just, I nailed it. Alright, so that's enough of that. Let's go back to the Dancing Lowlies, if I can find them. There we go. So, yeah, that is what's going on with that. What else we have at the list? Or going back to Matsuri. So Matsuri was interesting. I made only a little bit more than I made last year. But I had more customers overall. So what that's telling me is that because of economics and whatnot, and the way the recession is going, people don't have as much money to spend. And so they can't spend as much on tea. Which sucks, but I understand it. I did gain more people, more fans, more subscriptions. All works out in the end. I made $4,000, and by Tuesday, all of that was gone, and then some. welcome to business. Just the way things go sometimes. I'm gonna have to redo a lot of my booth though, cause there's people who were looking for me and still could not find me, which is a problem. I don't actually list T anywhere in like giant letters so people know what it is. My original design was that people would see this, not know what it is, come up to see what it is, and then I would tell them and we'll talk. They have the, oh, it's T reaction. But with my very minimal but still somewhat existent internet popularity with all my shilling has made it so that it's no longer an option. So what I'm gonna probably have to do is the giant banner on top. I'm gonna have to change that up. Lothar, hail all, thank you for joining us. Lothar is also a YouTube member, as you can see. If you guys want to become a YouTube member, feel free. There's other ways you can give me your money, but I appreciate any and all. At some point, I have to actually put effort into the members only thing, because right now, I don't think there's... Besides early previews, you don't really get anything from it, and that's on me. But I gotta put my focuses on other places. Mr. Lothar, you are a big supporter of me, by the way, and I greatly appreciate it. You're a YouTube member, you're part of Dragon's Wings, you're also getting Tea of the Month Club. I see you everywhere. You shared my Twitter stuff all the time. Greatly appreciate it. I did a wonderfully stupid thing on accident. So tomorrow I was all set to announce my new tea. It was going to be a mix of peppermint, spearmint, eucalyptus, and lemon verbena. I never know how to properly say that. I get my pretty Discord color name from being a member, that is right. And so yeah, I was gonna call the tea Ultra Mintstinct, because I like that pun. Because it's a very minty tea. Well, today I got a bunch new, flavors. And I was making this tea, and I was looking at the bergamot. I decided I'm gonna give it a shot. And now I like this even more. So I have options. Give you some idea of how my mind goes for the business side of things. What I can do is I can just replace what I had planned, which is those 4 ingredients, with those 4 ingredients plus the bergamot. You know, call it Ultra Instinct, everything else stays the same. Nobody, aside from you guys, I guess, knows about the last minute change. Or, what I could do is I can make an Ultra Minstinct and Mastered Ultra Minstinct. So Ultra Minstinct, that's getting kind of difficult to say, is going to be the 4 ingredients, and the Mastered Ultra Minstinct will include the bergamot. I don't know if I want to do that because the flavor is not that different. So I don't know if it'll be worth it. I mean, it's a fun concept, but in terms of taste, I don't know. So that's what I'm kind of stuck with in terms of thinking about how I want to do this with the business. I hope you all heard me slipping just now. If anybody has any thoughts or opinions on it, just let me know, because I do listen to people. I should start listening less, I think. Even today, there was somebody who I was talking to. I'm not gonna give details who, how, what, or why, but I'm not gonna be able to really quote anything. But basically, hello, give salve to Brazil. Mr. Adolf. Unfortunate name, but what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Time of Dying, thank you for joining us. That was my train of thought. Oh yeah, the person I was speaking to earlier. So, I mentioned this before. Last year I met with some investors, and they loved my ideas and everything I had going with the tea shop and all of my numbers behind the scenes. And they said, hey, we'd be willing to fund you if you just drop the anime themed of your anime themed tea shop. We could do a Christmas special to test it. That is possible. I could always do some kind of a test. Because this is this is a very last minute thing. And really nobody knows, aside from you guys, I guess, that I was going to do this tomorrow. So all I could do is just wait a week as I decide what to do. There's a certain level of chaos and disorganization behind the scenes. Surprise, surprise. Because sometimes I do things like that. So, we'll see how things go. But since you're here, Miss Elise Eclipse, one of the other things I've been thinking about... Do you consider making a sample packet of 2 teas? That's one of the things I could do. I could ship out 2 versions of it in the samples, and then let people tell me which one do they like more, if they want to have both of them on sale, if they only buy a single. And yeah. Soulzane. Maybe if you had more teas, I had a similar scheme that could work, but I don't think that's actually feasible. You'd be surprised. I actually have 2 teas. Love Story and White Peach. Very similar. One just has more of an ingredient than the other, basically, but they taste distinct enough that I have them as 2 different teas. So they want you to contribute the name makes you so unique. Sounds about like investors, yes. But today, I'm hopping all over the place. Salutation and compliments. Impossible town card or Bostille. I'm hoping I said that correct. So the person I was talking to earlier today, he did the opposite of that. He was talking to me about my anime-themed tea shop. He's like, what if you drop the tea part of your anime-themed tea shop? Then I just have anime-themed blank. And it basically went into selling things like action figures and Funko Pops and various other just generic anime-themed crap that you see a million times over for a million different stores in every convention you go to. It was an enlightening experience. A dark enlightenment, if you will. Maybe stop for a moment, and the stupidity of what he was trying to do has not really sunk in yet, and I'm sure once it really does of what he asked me to do, once I realize the level of stupidity from this man. Anyway, let's not get into the weeds here. So Miss Elise Eclipse, if you're still here, I've been thinking a lot about doing merchandising. Because I know there's some people who watch me who don't really care about the teas. What I'm afraid of is putting in investment, but getting very little out of it. I did the poll. Actually, I'm going to pull that up right now so we can see what the latest results of that were. Okay, your channel. Come here, you. Pop you up. Lowlies, you gotta go away, sorry. Community. So 19 votes. 47%. 47% say yes, they would buy merchandise if I had it. 42% said possibly. 11% said no. What I'm afraid of is if, let's say I buy 50 shirts, because I'm going through various websites, looking at what they're offering, looking at the deals, how much I would have to sell just to break even, etc. And in general, depending on who I go with, I would have to sell about half or a little over half for what I'm looking at right now, which is 10 small, 10 medium, 10 large, 10 extra large, and 10 double extra large. If I do that, if I buy 50 shirts, but only sell like 5, that's not good. So that's one of the things I am nervous about. And it's not just shirts I can do. I can do hats. I can do workout shirts. I can do bumper stickers if I want you to do a bumper sticker of... Can I get a good picture of this? Actually, let's not go to that because it might have information of mine. You know, the poster I always use. Let's go to the Twitters. Because that's... Got it up. Profile. Take your time loading as this guy. I can make this into a bumper sticker. Which I think is pretty cool. I would want to put it on my card. The problem is it's wireless I have not tested yet. What was that? Appa, what are you doing? My cat's making a mess somewhere. I don't even know what he did. Capricious Tyrant, thank you for the $5. Really? No notifications? Nothing? Congrats on the 10k subs. It was great meeting you at Matsuri. May you have continued success. That's what I'm aiming for. What's this notification? Anything important? There was a login, yeah, from a new device. Review it now. No, this was me. This was me like 20 minutes ago. Okay. That's unless Nanny, this is the store. There we go. It took a while. I think the battery's on T side. Oh, yes, it is. No, it's not, because I had to take it down because of the copyright stuff that happened last year. While I'm on this, so this YouTube channel, The Dragon's Treasure, is brought to you by The Dragon's Treasure. It's a bit of a unique thing where I'm not shilling other people's stuff, where you don't know if I actually like it or not. I'm not being paid to say good things about it because I'm trying to make money. This is actually me and my stuff. Right now we have our 7th year anniversary going on, where you get, among many other things... Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. No! You know what? I gotta fix this. That is... Oh, levels of humiliation I didn't want to deal with. And put the lolies on. Get this away. You know what? I don't even need this text. The text box, go away. Alright. Give me one quick moment while I fix this mess. That linked to the wrong thing. I don't know why it did that. But you're paying yourself to shill your teeth? No, I'm actually not. I'm actually not paying myself. I'm hoping other people will pay me. Alright. Let's see now. You know what? Let me show you guys how this works, I guess. Give you a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, so you're not just looking at the dancing lolies, though I'm sure everybody likes the dancing lolies. Alright, so here I am with my store, blah blah blah. I go here to customize. I am not sponsored by underwear. Or maybe a certain no, I'm not sponsored by a certain coffee company because I actually like the stuff. What do you mean it can't be open inside the editor? This is the editor! The fuck you on about? Oh my god! Not while I'm live! Not while I'm live! Why you do this to me? Please, please don't go away, everybody. I promise I'm competent. This is not my fault. Deactivate. Deactivate inspector? I don't want to deactivate inspector. Jesus Christ, why? Why is this happening right now? Customize. Oh, this is just fantastic. It knows, yes. Only with the Teaman does this stuff seem to happen on a highly frequent basis. I'll just go here. How about that? There we go. 7th year celebration is here. Yay. I look like a fool. Anyway, 7 long years of serving anime-themed tea. You know the drill. It's time to celebrate with our customers. So I have so many coupon codes flying around all over the place, I decided I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Instead of coupon codes, for this whole month of August, you'll receive 10% more tea in each order. So a 20 gram tea is now a 22 gram, 50 is 55, and 100 is 110. This also applies to tea of the month orders. If things started going your way, I just assume you were replaced by a fake. Yeah, that is the story of my life. I'm gonna open up this in new tab. We're doing 4 giveaways for our monthly giveaway, or in this case weekly. Also for this month, you're earning 25% more experience points that you can use for any of those tickets, or more tea. Multiple new teas are incoming for this month. Thank you all who supported us, blah blah blah. Alright, so week 1 is passed. We had this stuffed little Piplup, or otherwise known as the deformed Squirtle. I can confirm Teaman's luck is aggressively bad. That is a good way of putting it. It is aggressively bad. Week 2, which is the week we are in, you can win this Nami figure. Lady Fight Nami from, I can't read that. Did I say it here? Set it up in your room, next to your collection, in a jar, whatever your heart desires to see this beauty. Next up is these dice right here. I don't know if you can see it too well, but these are hollow dice. They don't have an inside center, so you can see right through them. And they're made of bone. Fantastic little stuff. Provided by Misty Mountain Gaming. They were like, I think these were the $65 dice, if memory serves. But you get the full set. That's week 3 and week 4. You get the ingenious teapot, utility tea kettle, and one of my color changing mugs. Son of a bitch. I forgot you all the more color changing mugs. That's something I'm gonna have to do. Ignorant question, because I'm not familiar with your origin story. How'd you get into the tea business? I will be happy to answer that in just one moment. Yeah, this is not loading at all. What? This has never happened to me before, I swear. Okay. Give me one moment to sip some tea so I can clear up my throat a little bit. The Teaman origin story. It's a bit weird having to talk about the origin story because it comes from several directions all meeting into one single point. In terms of, wait! There we go. Scrolling on down. Link. Blog posts. 70th year anniversary. Save. Okay. So now this should be. If I click home to let it reload. As I get back to my more somber. There we go. God. Okay. So we got the lo-fi hip-hop going. I'm assuming everybody can hear me just fine. I'm just gonna let this go as I talk about the good old origin story with this wonderful music playing in the back. I'm not gonna be looking at chat as much because I'm gonna just be focused on... I'm gonna be peeling back the Teaman a little bit. Teaman is something of a character, a persona. What it really is I'm just downplaying certain elements of my being while overplaying other ones. The people in chat who know me personally know what I am referring to. So there is several origins to the origin story, all coming together at once. First, where did my love of tea come from? Well, for years I drank tea, whatever my mom made in the mornings before school, elementary, junior high, part of high school, and it was just a thing I drank. The flavor was there. Calling it flavored water is not too far off because it was just a basic bitch bag teas. Nothing special about it at all. At some point in high school, I began to fancy a certain lady named Crystal. She began to work at a tea store, so I began going to the tea store to visit her. And over time, I wasn't going to the tea store just to visit her. I was going to the tea store to get some tea, because this was the actual traditional loose leaf type of tea. The first time I had it, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I actually remembered exactly which tea that was. And I've honored that tea. If you remember, the person who got me into tea was named Crystal. And here we have Crystal's Genmaicha, the very first tea I ever tried from genuine loose leaf sources. That's the pics. A story cast on love and tea. Yeah. The relationship between me and Crystal was a confusing, complicated mess. I don't know how much I want to go into all of the personal stuff. You know, referring it slightly to Kaguya-sama Love is War, it's got certain elements of that to what happened to us when we were but lowly teenagers. Unfortunately, as you can see from this part right here, well, it's a kind of a bittersweet story. And so it's one of the reasons I don't really want to go too much into it, because I gotta stay a little bit focused. So with that, around 2010, I opened up the tea shop, actually, way back in 2010. It was called the Dragon's Treasure. It had no anime theme. It was just a tea store. I've never gotten into the tea, but I guess I'll give the sample you gave me on Batsuri a try. You should. It's a good sample. So when I opened up the store, I was 20 years old at the time. And there was another element of me that was kind of like, how can I put this in nice YouTube terms? Being the brash 20 years old, I felt everybody besides me was dumb. And I was going to show those old men how it's done. Using nothing more than the power of youth and whatever genetic anime-themed bullcrap you want to go with. I was going to just fight through any of the issues that came up while opening up a business. And so I opened up the business, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. At all. It was bad. Which is why within a year, I had to close it down because nothing was happening with it. I didn't even have a website. What we got here? I know gancha tea. No sugar, right? Yep, no sugar. Any tips that I should know about? I can't think of any tips off the top of my head. Just follow the instructions and enjoy. Use your smell. When it smells really good, take off the tea bag and try it. Alright, so back to the origin story. So I opened up 2010. It didn't go anywhere because there's some things you cannot get by with just the love in your heart and passion. You need a little bit of knowledge behind that stuff as well. Reishi, thank you for joining us. Emmanuel, thank you for joining us. Right now we're going over the origin story of the Teaman and the Dragon's Treasure. So I closed it down. I spent the next couple of years, 4 years to be exact, studying a lot of things, but for this particular story, business, economics, things along those lines. I'm doing all this off the cuff, by the way, which is why it's not going to be as smooth as I would like it to be. I do have a video that goes into a little bit more depth on the origin story, but not everybody watches those videos. I can see by the amount of people who have watched it. So, doing it again. So in 2015, it was an interesting time for me. So going a little bit more into the origin story of Teaman, I used to be a martial artist. And that was going to be what my real focus in life was going to be. teaching martial arts, MMA, some point getting to the UFC, punching people for money. That was going to be my focus. And then in 2012, my arm snapped like a twig. And when that happened, it kind of killed all of those hopes and dreams. Sadness, I know. I'm gonna take this off real quick. Get back to dancing. Oop. You guys can stay. Why is... There we go. Yeah, my arm snapped like a twig. Fun fact, that's not pleasant. So I'm having like flashbacks for that. But basically it ended my career. I didn't know it at the time. I was told I was never going to use my right hand again. Because the bone punctured some nerves and did a lot of damage. A lot of damage. But after about 8 months, I was able to use it almost like a regular human being again. I had to retrain basically everything in my right hand. And because of it, I'm not going to get into that story. So I began my training again, and at some point in 2014, as I was... how can I put it? I was training really, really hard, harder than I've ever trained in my life at that point. And something happened to my neck, and it damaged it quite badly. During this time, I was a personal trainer as well. Now, in terms of being a personal trainer, my goal is... Not my goal. My skills as a personal trainer were second to none. If you think I'm good with tea and the teas I have pale in comparison to the skills I had as a personal trainer. Because that was my focus, my life, my goal, my everything. My best story is that I was able to get somebody out of a wheelchair after the whole team of physical therapists and personal trainers for months struggled and could give this guy no improvement whatsoever. I was able to get him out of the wheelchair and onto a walker in about 3 weeks. Now, to pull back my ego a little bit, here's the sad part about it, and it's why I hold professionalism, quote-unquote, to such a low degree. I didn't do anything special. I just went through basic leg exercise to get his legs working again. And, sure enough, it worked. For some reason, the other physical therapists, probably because they read some worthless book or textbook, said, oh, we can't push him too hard, we can't increase the resistance to this exercise that we have him do, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna make him just do really basic stuff at the same level over and over again. I said to hell with that. I increased the resistance. I did a few more exercises, and, well, there you go. He got out of the wheelchair. So, at the surface level, it makes me sound awesome. I know. I got somebody out of a wheelchair after the whole team of medical scientists was not able to. In reality, I didn't actually do anything special. But I'm getting off into tangents. What's going on with chat? Heard your origin story, but man, fighters and athletes, they think they can make it big when most likely you're not. Yeah. Made a successful tea company. After potential life. Mr. Andrew, thank you for joining us as well. We're going over the Teaman's origin stories right now. Alright, so while all this was going on, I was working as a personal trainer. At this time, I also had my job at Whole Foods. And through my mind for a while now, I've been thinking about the tea shop and relaunching it. I would always have those annoying voices in the back of my head. Am I good enough to launch it? Am I skilled enough? Did I study enough? Do I know enough? It just kept going on and on and on. I wanted to keep delaying it until the right moments came up. But something you learn, the right moment is never going to come up. Because there is a whole slew of things that you will never, ever know or realize when it comes to any type of business until you actually do the business. And that's been one of the biggest things for me, that learning experience where there's a book title which I've never read, but it's been recommended to me. The book title itself really nails it down. It's called Ready, Fire, Aim. You know, usually it's ready, aim, fire, but in this case you have to get ready, you have to fire. You have to just go for it. And then after you go for it, figure it out on the fly. Especially when you're a small business and you're trying to get experience. That's still probably one of my weakest moments. Alright, anyway. So I was talking over with a, let's call him a consultant of mine, during one of our consultation sessions. And we were talking about the tea shop, potentially launching it. I began bouncing off some of the ideas I had of ways I wanted to structure it. At this point, I don't even remember all the other ideas I had. But it was a slew of ideas. The Dancing Lolies must be helping me. I'm absolutely dominating in COD Mobile right now. I'm not sure what type of ability that is, but we'll talk about that after the origin story. I'm wrapping up the origin story. I'm at the end, basically. So I'll go through all the ideas I had, and one of the low-level ideas I had at the time was make it anime-themed. So I'm going through all ideas. You know, I have a Japanese samurai theme, give it a worldwide theme to think of all the different places in the world and how they do tea. I could set up a tea shop like that. I could do an anime themed tea shop. I can do and before I can move on to the next thing, my consultant went, whoa, 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 whoa. Go back to that. What, the anime theme? Kind of dumb. It's just one of the ideas that flowed through my head. Well, let's talk about it. And so we began a discussion, and a few hours later, it was, yeah, I decided this is it. I'm gonna go for it, and I can't keep waiting around. I only had a measly $2,000, but I used that $2,000 to restart, relaunch, began with 12 teas, and, well, the rest is history, I guess. Tea pot shaped like a kabuto. If I see something like that, I could see if I can get it. So yeah, that is the long and short of the origin story of the Teaman. There's a lot of other little details here and there, and then the past 7 years is just filled with pain and sorrow and a lot of god-awful things that have happened to get me to where I am now. But I am finally here. So, let's have a toast to, well, me. God, I love this tea. Yeah, this is definitely a keeper. I had to find a way to segue into me drinking another cup. So that's the basic origin story of the Teaman. On that note, I'm gonna actually segue into something else. Actually, first let me look at chat. So, what is the Schisandra ability? Mr. Capricious Tyrant? I don't know what that is. And while you type up, I'm going to remind everybody that feel free to give me any type of super chats or donations. In the description, links to the website, to my donations page. If you donate through that, it'll actually come up on screen. I got myself a little app that does that, and I've been testing it, and it works. So if you want to donate without having YouTube taking 30%, do it like that. And I would greatly appreciate it, because I have to keep shilling, because ultimately what I need to get everything going, and I have more ideas than you can comprehend, is I need more finances. That's just the way it works. So, Mr. Tyrant, what is the berry tea you were talking about? While that goes on, I'm going to segue, go away Dancing Lolies, to the upcoming webcomic, Dragonfire. I made this in like 20 minutes. 20 minutes because I was messing around with the levels of all this. In the beginning, I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of dumb, simplistic, and ugly, but honestly, it's kind of growing on me. Let me know, give me your honest opinions. That includes if you don't like it. Because this is not set in stone. The webcomic is not launched yet. This is originally made as a placeholder. So if you don't like this, let me know. Does the anime themes mean anything for flavor, or are they just names? Usually they are not just names. Some of them are nothing more than puns, but a lot of them have a reason behind the naming. For example, Sundari's Confession. Sundari's Confession used to be called Rooibos Jasmine, because I didn't have an original name for it. But then I realized it fit into the Sundari trope quite well. Because it's tea that if you drink it, the first time you drink it, it can be a little bit of a bracing, as Uncle Iroh put it at one time. It could shock you with how much it hits you with the flavor. But if you give it some time, you'll notice the sweetness that lies behind the tea. If you don't chug it, but give it those nice little sips, you will find out just how sweet of a tea it is. Like a tsundere. Kiro Baskin, how is it going? I'm happy to be your tea dealer. So yeah, everybody give me your opinions on this logo. If you like it, hate it, I am plenty open for changing it. So far we have 5 of the 6 main characters done. And I believe the artist is working on the 6th one as we speak. We have Mr. Randy here. We have the main character. Well, actually, he's not the main character. He is the, I suppose... it's kind of weird how I'm structuring this. Because I guess he's the main character. But the story is going to be looked at through the eyes of somebody else. Who is like a third party. Because this person, and all 3 ladies all know each other. Whoa, what's all this? Oh yeah, because I signed up for this guy. Transparency. 99% of 85 reviews. Oh yeah, one of them I took off because it said somebody ordered from Australia, and in 2 weeks they gave a 1-star review because it didn't arrive yet. You know, in Australia it's going to take at least 3 weeks. So I didn't publish that one because I'm not going to be negatively reviewed for a reason like that. 111, okay, monthly record, 10 reviews, top 5% trending. What, really? I'm in the top 5% trending shops that obtain and publish the most verified reviews in the last 30 days. Well, look at that. Anyway, so yes, all of these characters knew each other from way back when. The 6th character that's coming up did not know any of these people. And so we're going to see the story through his eyes. Because it'll be part of the mystery and intrigue that goes behind it. You don't know why Dale and Randy are best friends, and why they act the way they do around each other. You don't know why Dale seems to have such a hate boner for these 3 women. So, yes, let's go ahead and start talking about the characters a little bit. Well, first of all, chat, before I take another sip of something, where do you want me to begin? Do you want me to begin with just going top down, Randy, Dale, and 3 ladies? Or do you want me to begin with the 3 ladies and working my way up? Or do you want to ask me questions about it, and then I answer the questions and go on tangents from there? The Chinese 5 taste berries. It's definitely a possibility. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it right now, because Chinese medicine is something which I'm studying behind the scenes. But I'm not anywhere near a point where I can actually make teas out of them yet. So it's definitely a possibility, but no time soon. So yes, I'm going to do it more of the Q&A thing. I think that'll make things flow a little bit nicer. If anybody has any type of questions about the characters, the settings, basically anything about it. As I take a sip of, I finished my tea, so now coconut water. God, I love these designs so much. I am so happy I found the artist who's able to make these. Ideally, what I want to do is I want to hire her full time, because she is working at some other company to pay all the bills, like full time, while doing art stuff on the side. Not just for me, but for other people. What I want to do is I want to make enough money monthly. And let's be more specific about this. So I fixed that. Go back. Apps. Subscription. What am I at right now? I'm at 121 active subscriptions. I mentioned this before. Goal number 1 is to get to 200, which is where I feel comfortable. But it's not enough to make me feel the most comfortable. At 400 is when it gets to the point where if I get no sales besides the subscriptions for that month, I can still pay all my bills. So that is the real number 1 goal. I want to get to 400. If I can get to 500, I'm going to see if I can hire the artist full time. And all this will do is she can leave the job she's at now. I get top priority for any of my artist needs. And as the webcomic evolves, there's going to be a lot of just, you know, copy pasting with slight edits of various things. The backgrounds were going to be mostly set. Character designs are done, so just, you know, move the hand, slightly edit the mouth. You know, I'm assuming that a full, let's say, 7 to 8 panel chapter is going to be, you know, a day's work, give or take. And the rest of the time, she can do other people's stuff. But I want to have the assurance that, you know, I'm the main focus. So yes, head on over to, let's go over here, Dragon's Wings membership, which I'm going to be fixing this. Not fixing, but I'm going to be making this better. The reason why is because of this one review by this one mean person. Nice little bonus for small business. The only downside at the moment is behind the scenes is a bit lacking at the moment. Which, yes it is. He is completely correct in that. So this month I'm gonna figure out... I got Team of the Month Club as well. I'm gonna figure out how to make this better. I'm gonna start providing more behind the scenes stuff for people. I want to make it more worth it. You can choose Wyvern level, Drake, Dragon. And yeah, okay, that's enough shilling. Back to Dragonfire. That's enough shilling with the tea. Let's go shill the webcomic. So, where did I leave off with that? Oh yeah, so hiring her full time, get this to 500, or at least 400. Because maybe I can hire her before then. If I'm at like 400 and I feel that all the other sales are enough. 1 day per page. Well, I'm going to be doing it in the style of kind of like the Pixie and Brutus, where if you go to Instagram, you see one panel, you click next, you see the next panel. So it's not going to be like a comic or a manga, where one page you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. It's going to be one section, and you click next to see the next section. So it's going to be in that style, not manga or regular comic. So yeah, that's where I stand with that. I have not seen any questions about the webcomic itself. So I suppose let me ask this. How can I properly word this? If anybody in the chat can tell me, what is your level of interest in this webcomic? Like on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's go with that. A scale of 1 to 10. 1 is you want me to just stop. 5 is meh, you'll read it, but you're not really gonna focus. 10 is you're dying of excitement from it. 8 is, I might throw in a couple of bucks here and there for some merchandise, maybe to support it. I want to see what happens next. I'm curious about the story of these characters. Give me an idea of what exactly you're going to be going with this. Now, what's going on here? I gotta give it some time to let the chat catch up, because I don't know how far behind I am, but yeah. You've only just found out about this? Kiddo Baskin. If you've ordered in the past month, you should have gotten a little promotional thing, but if you haven't, how dare you? Lothar coming in with the save, 8.5, beautiful. Right. That's another thing I can do with the merchandise. The Elisa Eclipse, if you're still here. Is the merchandise have to be Dragon's Treasure specific, or would you also do merchandise for these characters and Dragonfire and everything else that goes along with it? Okay, so I'm seeing an 8 and 8.5. We have usually between 15 and 18 viewers, depending on the minute. I know many of you are listening. Start typing. I demand you interact with me. Give me the attention my parents never gave me. Alright, so for Miss Kiddo Baskin, you know what? I'm not gonna just read from this. I'm gonna just go. Here's what I'll do. I'll leave this up. Can I zoom out? I can zoom in, but I can't zoom out anymore. Damn. Alright, so you can read this a little bit, but I'm going to try and go from just the top of my head as I talk about this story. So the story takes place in a nice little suburb. And in this nice little nameless suburb, a tea shop is opening up. People are excited for it. No, we got a 6. Okay. People are excited for it. They're wondering, who is opening up this tea shop? Is it some lovely young ladies looking to spread some feminist culture around with lovely dainty tea? Could it be a handsome British gentleman who is looking to spread culture and refine tastes to the suburbs? Could it be an old samurai master or an old samurai master? Old Teaman is coming out. Could it be an old tea master looking to retire and maybe find somebody to spread his love of tea to? An apprentice, if you will. Nope. It's none of those people. It's fucking Dale. He's the one opening up the tea shop. Kind of fat, muscular, crude, angry. Doesn't really seem to have much taste or class. Why is this guy opening up a tea shop? This seems really mismatched. Before this, he was a construction worker. He began construction work when he was 15. And now he's 26, opening up the shop. So for 11 years, he was doing construction. I'm more interested in the tea, but if you want to make a comic, don't let us stop you. Make your dreams come true. That's basically the idea. So Dale is opening up this tea shop. You as the audience are not going to know why he's opening up. If you want to find out what spurred him to do this, you're going to have to, well, read the webcomic. His, I guess, senior executive manager, I got to think of a proper title for this, but basically, Randy is the second in command. Randy here has quite the sharp tongue and quick wit. While Dale is in muscle, Randy is in brains. He's not necessarily the brains of the operation, but he's a big part of it. He was able to talk Dale into giving him full control over who gets hired and fired. So Dale, even though it's his damn company, has no say in it. So Randy goes through the hiring process for like over an hour. I think those would be cool too. Perfect. And so he begins talking with character number 6, who has not shown up yet, Kyle. 3 minutes behind. Gotcha. He begins talking with Kyle, and he realizes Kyle, the next character, is just a boring blank slate of nothingness. And that's apparently all he's been seeing for the whole hour. But he's desperate. He has to find somebody to hire. Before he says anything else to Kyle, though, to his surprise, 1, 2, 3 ladies walk in at the same time, saying they wish to begin working at the tea shop, which is named Dragonfire. Huh? See what I did there? Huh? 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 Give me attention, chat. Anyway. So Randy gets quite the loving smile on his face because he knows these 3 ladies. He decides to hire them on the spot. And he chooses to hire Mr. Kyle because he wants to enjoy himself. And the way he wants to enjoy himself is, 1, he wants to see what happens between Dale and the 3 ladies. But he also wants to watch a third party, which is going to be who we're mainly looking through the story from, watching his reactions to what is going to be happening at this tea store, who has no idea the history or the backstory of these characters. He's a bit of a troll, if you have not noticed. But he is Dale's best friend, also serves as kind of his translator. Dale is a bit of a crude, crass guy, and says things that sound okay in his head, but do not sound okay to anybody else. And so he needs a translator. What Dale actually means is, and that's where Randy comes in. Give me 1 quick second. Okay, I'm back. And so at some point, you see that Dale ends up meeting these 3 ladies. And the very first thing he wants to do is fire them. This is shocking for you, the audience, and for Kyle because, well, they didn't really do anything. But obviously there is some kind of a history. Dale immediately wants all 3 of them gone. And to Kyle's surprise, they don't even protest. For some reason, these 3 ladies who know Dale came in wanting to work at his shop, and the first thing he says is, "Get out of my sight," and they are okay with it for some reason. There is some kind of a history between them, and it's going to be a history that you're going to learn about as the story progresses. But the short version is that at 3 different points in Dale's life, for Miss, is the name right? Serenity, Opal, and Allie have been a love interest for Mr. Dale. And something about that love interest went sour. What those somethings are? Well, you're gonna have to find out. So, and again, Dale is unable to actually fire them because he gave all of the hiring and firing abilities to Randy here. So he is stuck with them, whether he likes it or not. So Dale has to manage running a tea shop, which, you know, he worked construction. He doesn't really know much about business. He's got the same mindset I had back at 20 years old. The original character was actually supposed to be... So the way this whole comic started was... It started as a joke for my friends, including Randy here, to make fun of me and poke fun at some things about my life. And so they talked about this series Dragonfire and how funny it would be if this actually happened. This was back in like 2015, where I began opening up the store. And since then, it has evolved. So Dale is no longer me. He's got certain elements, I guess, but he is his own unique character that I had to spend some time kind of mentally crafting. And same for the 3 females. They're going to have little elements of the people who I knew in real life, but they are still their own unique characters with their own backstories, histories, likes, dislikes, etc., etc. Not too many questions about this, so I don't want to ramble too much about that, especially not when the first issue is not even out yet. I don't know the terms for webcomics. Are they chapters? Are they sections? Are they issues? Are they... What do I call it when a new thing comes out? I actually don't even know. But yeah, that is where things stand. So if I'm going to do merchandise, I got to think about merchandising all the characters. But right now, nobody really knows the characters. So why would they want to buy a shirt of their favorite waifu? They don't even have a favorite waifu yet. You're sold? Excellent. But like I said, all 3 characters will have their own distinct personalities. They're not going to be carbon copies. I've seen a lot of series that kind of do that, where they have multiple main characters, and they're all pretty much the same, except for like one tiny little change here and there. I think that issues... I'll call them issues, I don't know. But I'm planning to... This is not going to be some like life-changing, deep inside your soul style of comic. It's more fun than anything, but I still want that to be a story. So that is where I stand with that. I'm going to put on Dancing Lowlies again as I check something out. Dance chips, spam. Okay. I should make that into one single thing, probably. Okay, so I got that here. You go away. That's fine. Ooh, 30 likes. New teas, current future projects. Talk about that. Feature of the channel. What is there really to say about the future of the channel? So, the whole epic of Dragon Ball, I've been working on this thing since I began studying the script. 4 years now. It's been a 4-year-long project. Obviously, I've not been working 4 years. There's been gaps in between, but from when I began to write the first pages of the script to what I am now at part 7, it's been 4 years. So it's been a big, important project for me, which is why, even though I would like to get ad revenue, I don't actually care too much. Because it's not, for these videos, it's not about the money. It's about the message. Making people love it. Making people see what I see in Dragon Ball. And giving people a new taste of... Not new taste, a new way of seeing the series. A little bit like I do. So after I finish that, Dragon Ball Part 7, oh, that's gonna be yikes. I'll begin the next Gurren Lagann video. Something I want to mention now about the Gurren Lagann video, in terms of getting people's hopes up and whatnot, my focus is not going to be making it better or worse than the other video. The way I'm going to tackle the next Gurren Lagann video is as if the previous video didn't even exist. So you might see similar themes come up. I might end the same way as I did the first video, with a nice passionate speech with the music playing. It depends. I already have a strong idea of how I'm going to write it, but it's going to evolve as time goes on. It's going to be another, 12 to 15 minute video. And yeah, so it might be better than the previous one. It might not. It might be better for some, but not for others. That's not going to be the point of the video. After that is finished, I'll be honest, I don't know. I have several ideas in my head of smaller scale videos I want to make. Oh, did I? What? I think I made them. No, I didn't. Okay, never mind. I thought I had more tea, and I put something in the cup, but it turns out no, I did not. Anyway, something I've been wanting to do for a while is make a video talking about the beauty of simplicity and how sometimes something that's seemingly simple can have the most complex elements to it. And something that seems really complex is really as simple as it gets. I'll bring it up like this. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, when you get to the end game, there's armor sets, and there's certain tiers of armor sets. Now, so we'll say tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. In this case, going with tier 1 is the worst, tier 4 is the best. What you're ultimately aiming for is tier 4, because that's the best armor set. So if you have like thousands of different pieces of armor in the game, that doesn't matter. Because out of those thousands of pieces of armor, you're first narrowing it down to the ones for your class. And then you're narrowing it down to the tier system, trying to get the highest tier armor set. So you don't really have multiple armors. You have one set. And everything is just to get you to that one set. Or here's another example using the MMO thing. You have 50 different skills that your character has to use in any given situation. Glad to see you got the fame you deserve. I'm trying. I'm still not at the fame I deserve. I deserve millions of followers and an army to slaughter my enemies. We'll go into that at a different time. So yeah, 50 different skills, but each of those skills you just use for like the specific one instance you're supposed to use them for. You're facing a swarm of enemies, low health, but there's like a million of them. You use the one ability that focuses on a lot of enemies. So you have 50 skills, but realistically, you just have one. You have the one skill that is meant for this one single situation. So it gives this illusion of complexity, this illusion of choice. It's not really a choice when you can say, yeah, you can choose this other stuff, but if you choose that, you're just gonna die. That's not a choice. That's not anything. That's boring to me. And I look for that in games. Nowadays, I pretty much only play games in which that's not really an issue. I keep focusing on MMOs for some reason. In MMOs, they have something called macros, which is you know exactly what order you're going to use every single spell. And so you just type out a program, so you press one button, and it does, 3, 4, 5, 6 actions in a row for you. That's not exciting. Dynasty Warriors, that's a good example, actually. And so this stuff exists in video games and in anime. Some of the best anime that have come out in the past decade have been some of the simplest. An example I would use in the video is going to be Goblin Slayer. It doesn't get simpler than Goblin Slayer. He's a dude who just wants to kill goblins. Doesn't even have a real name. Nobody in the show actually has a real name. And yet, despite that, there's real interest and mystery as to what can possibly happen. Because when a show gets overly complicated, it cannot properly show off every single thing in its arsenal. It needs to set up the situation in which it can show those things off, and it becomes so obvious that's not really interesting. So with Goblin Slayer, all you have is just do the slaying goblins. How is he gonna do that? Is he gonna use a sword? He's gonna use magic? Who's gonna be in his party? Are they gonna use fire? Are they gonna set up a trap? How's the trap gonna look? It just keeps going on and on. A little subversion with Goblin Slayer. Explain what you mean, Skull Leader. I think I know what you mean, but to make sure that we're on the same page, explain what you mean by a little subversion. Another example I would use is One Punch Man. I don't know how many people read the manga of One Punch Man, but the past arc that has been going on for like 3 years at this point has been one of the best things, both in art style and interest, that I have seen in a long, long time from any anime or manga. It's been magnificent. And the premise is just the dude knocks people out with one punch. One of the reasons why Dragon Ball is so interesting, despite what most people think, is that, well, we just talked about my entire series on Dragon Ball. Anything can happen, and so because of that, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, you have to get some transformation. You don't actually know if the transformation will work. Like I stated back in, like, part 1, the only time a new transformation was all that was needed was Goku vs. Frieza, and that was the first time that happened, a transformation. Since then, there's never been a case of, I have transformed, therefore I win. Not once. I mean, who predicted at the end of the Tournament of Power, Android 17, of all people, is going to be who is standing? You expect him to be the hero that saves the day, gets the girl, when all he's interested in slaying goblins, the weakest monsters of all. Yeah. And so that's what I want to do a more in-depth video on. To really go into that. I'll use an example also. Let's do this. Hold on. Okay. So I'm doing a couple of things behind the scenes before I pop it up. Okay, that's good. Sorry about that, just doing behind the scenes stuff. You will see it in just a moment. Actually, that's perfect. I'm gonna go to images here. Just look at the dancing lowlies. Nope, that works. Let me pop up a bigger picture. Sorry, I want to do this. I want to do this better. This will do. Talk amongst yourselves, chat, or ask me questions. Okay, while that loads... Let's pull this up. Okay. Pop this up, dancing lowlies go away. So here is the game of chess. With 1, 2... Oh, that is annoying. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. It has 6 pieces. And all 6 pieces do something different. It's played on a standard 8x8 chessboard. So 6 pieces. You can have about this many moves and go. 10 to 111 to 10 to 123. You know what I'm going to do also? I'm going to... How many opening moves in chess? There are 20 possible opening moves in chess. So you have 6 different pieces. Each piece has its own rule. There's also in-between rules, like castling and that weird French name thing. And then if your pawn makes it all the way to the end, it can turn into another piece. So there's a lot of different rules in chess. This is a game called Go. A game which I'm currently learning, and I'm going to be learning for a long, long time. Why is the picture so awful? Let's see if we can make a bigger picture. Oh, God. Maybe I have too many tabs open. Let's go with Go board. How are you? I just need a decent looking picture. That's all I need. Don't gotta get fancy on me. Just give me images. Okay. Still kind of bloody. How about you? Alright, that's good enough. So this is the game of Go. Go has one single piece. Just one. Pretty proud. Good man. Thank you. You have one piece. You make one move with that one piece. It's played on a 19 by 19 board. The main goal of this game is you're trying to not capture the pieces, but you're trying to capture territory. So if we go over here to like an endgame, if you look at this image, white, you count the points within this space over here. And this is how many points white has. Now right over here, let's find a place where black has points. So black has some points over here that's encircled. Would this be... No, this would also be white. Wow, white dominated this game. Let's go to this image. So in here, black would have all the points within here. So that's how this game is played. There's a point to all this, I promise. So just one piece, one move. The way you capture your opponent's pieces in Go, perfect, is when you have stones that surround the other colored stone, then you capture that piece. And so if they have two pieces, you have to surround all those two pieces. But overall, the rules are as simple as it sounds. Capture territory, capture your opponent's pieces, make your own territory, one move for each person, one type of stone, that's it. How many moves in Go? With its breadth of 250 possible moves each turn. So 250 possible moves. Chess. Probably should go back. No, here. How many openings? 20. 20. 250. Between 10 to the 111th power at its lowest. 250 by 150th power possible moves. So despite the seeming simplicity of Go, you play a stone, try and capture areas around, versus the seeming complexity of Go, with its 6 different pieces, all having separate rules, and all the other rules in between. Go, despite having a lot of terminology, is really simple with the rules. Really simple. And despite that, it is infinitely more complex because of its simplicity. The more complicated you make things, the less other things matter. I'm gonna have to explain what I mean. I can't really do it off the top of my head like this, but it'll be something which I talk about if I ever get around to making the damn videos. But since it's going to be a, not an epic series, it'll be done in just, a week from script to upload. But yeah. So that's the story of all of that. I'm gonna once again head over to the chat. If anybody has any type of questions or whatnot, let me know. I know the chat's going to be behind, so I'm not going to end things too early. But otherwise, thank you all who have come. Thank you all who have donated, which is, I believe, Capricious Tyrant, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Capricious Tyrant. Super chat of $5. Thank you so much. Oh, it's doing the thing where chat is not working on every page. There we go. You can place accessions anywhere on the board, right? But in chess, you can remove each piece in limited areas. That is correct. You can place the stone anywhere on the board. Correct. Still not loading. Maybe because I'm... You know, I have gigabit service now. Plugged into the Ethernet cord, so... this should not be an issue. I'm actually kind of annoyed. But it is what it is. Let's get back to dancing lowlies. Bam. I'll keep them on as I surf through this a little bit more. Nope. How's it going? Have I gained or lost people in the past hour? Stays the same. So, yep, it is what it is. I'm gonna hopefully provide people with a genuine answer about the merchandise soon. There's somebody who I've been talking to about that stuff, but they're slightly getting on my nerves because they are taking their sweet time getting back to me. And I can't be having that if I'm running a business. So, yeah. That pretty much wraps up this live stream. It's an hour and a half. A bit longer than I usually go for. Usually I do just an hour. Just want to do my usual little celebration. Again, I'm not going to be doing too many streams. It's not really my focus. Because if I have time to stream, I have time to do other things that are more productive. Alright, that'll do it, everybody. Thank you for joining us. By us, I mean me. And I will see you all next time. Oh, before I go, actually, don't forget to come by the Discord. If you go over to the website, connect, Discord, click on this, it'll take you to our Discord page, where we do a lot of fun stuff. It's not a free-for-all. The way I describe it is a PG-16. Is the level of lewdness that I would allow. In general, we've not really had many issues, except Mr. Morbius. If you're watching this, you little shit, always make me delete your posts. But overall, we're pretty laid back. Talk about anime, tea, food, general conversations. No politics, no religion. You can talk about, well, I'd somewhat allow for it if it doesn't get out of hand. In general, I run things with a very loose fist, because I don't really care. No, not NC-17, just PG-16. We don't really have lewd posts, so that's good. I'm trying to make it a place to get away from all the other stuff and just make it, you know, what it is. And unless it's like another 9/11, I don't really allow news stories neither. In fact, usually if something big happens, I tend to, like, I'll just bring it up here. When the Roe v. Wade thing happened, I posted the announcements. Whatever is happening, do not speak about any real-world things going on. I don't care about your opinion one way or another. You will be immediately muted for however long if you do. So that's the general theme and feel for the stuff. Again, come by Dragon's Wings membership, get yourself a subscription. Or, Tea of the Month Club, get yourself some nice loose leaf tea, all pre-bagged. Get 20 grams, 50 or 100. Loose leaf, all pre-bagged. Choose whatever combination you would like. Delivered every 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month. And yeah. Stella, thank you for joining us just as I was wrapping things up. Yeah, this is the end of the stream. I'll be going for about an hour and a half. And this is about all I really have. Unless you have any type of questions you want to ask. I'll be here as long as people want to chat. But I don't want to take up people's time too much. So just let me know if there's anything on your mind that you want to ask as I continue my adventures in shilling. Alright, that's one 4-star review. You know, we had it fixed. Basically what happened was they ended up getting a similar tea within a span of a month. But we have a new system for tea of the month, so that's no longer going to be an issue. From July upwards. So you might get something like next month that you got 3 months ago. But going forward, you're not really going to have much of an issue with that because of our new system. I'm not going to talk about all the behind the scenes stuff. Just kind of rambling at this point. I've talked enough about wanting to end the stream, so I think that's where we're going to cut it. Thank you all for joining us. Switch over to this nice little lo-fi hip-hop. I do enjoy this nice little beat. And yes, talk to you all later. Farewell.